They failed their tests. When was it? The assessments. When they failed the assessment, the referees.
During the AFCON break.
January, February.
Yeah,
January, February.
Break, yeah.
A huge chunk of them, 70% failing. And then 2 weeks later, they were fine. They are clearly not fine.
No, there's a retest. That's for fitness assessment.
When is the retest?
No, they did the retest before the season starts.
And they were deemed to be okay.
Yeah, they were okay.
Well, they are clearly not. 10 after the hour 6 on the Mighty Metro FM. Welcome to it. Thank you so much to the touchdown. It's Thibaut Touch and Loot Love. They back again tomorrow between 3 and 6. Still a job. There's no better place to be between 3 and 6 as far as drive is concerned. And then they roll out the red carpet. We come in. Sports Unamplified with Andile on this, the Mighty Metro. I am Andile Ncube. Denny Jordan has responded to Portia Modise. She made her allegations here on this show. She had a lot to say. Denny Jordan had something to say back to Portia Modise. And then Victor's here because he wants to answer one question. Siad Ramovic says, why is it that I get the same referee for 4 games? Same referee. And he obviously is not impressed by that very referee. Mazura Molefe is coming in with some news as well.
But is it in a row? Sorry to go back to that Siad Ramovic thing. Is it really 4 games in a row?
Have you checked it?
That referee was not the referee against SuperSport when they played SuperSport.
Well, the ref is here. Why am I getting the same ref all the time? Victor. Why am I getting the same guy every time?
We'll answer that.
We'll answer that. And then Soccer Zone tonight. It's going to be a big one because we answer the question. Orlando Pirates. What did you call it, Victor?
Yes, Skanda.
Let's take a break. So, welcome to it. It was a big thing on the weekend with people calling me and asking me personally, Andile, why would you not report on the Rainford Kalaba matter? Because it was a trending topic. Rainford Kalaba has been injured and has lost his life in a car accident, it was said. TP Mazembe then go and put the news out there that Rainford Kalaba has lost his life and they pay their respect to him, which made the matter worse. But I can tell you now that Rainford Kalaba is still alive. He's alive. The hospital to which he's been kept at this time receiving care has come out as well and said, guys, this is news to us. Tipi Mazembe has sent out a statement apologizing for the mistake that they'd made as well. Rainford Kalaba is alive and well. He has not passed on. True. But I understand the journalists because as journalists as well, if the club says, hey, this person is late, we will all go with what the club has said. So the club aired in saying that Rainford Kalaba is late. He is not late. There was a bad accident, but he is alive. I thought that I'd just put that out there, top of the show. We did make calls as well with our team. You know, we have a huge footprint here on Metro FM, particularly here on Sports Not Amplified with Andile on the continent. You know the guys that we use from the entire continent. The guys that are watching the show now, this is how they receive it. If you're on Instagram right now, you can watch the show. It's at SABC Sport. You can watch the show on YouTube. The guys from the entire continent watch the show there. And I can tell you now that we did reach out and were told, no, the former Zambian international is alive and receiving the best care, and he's getting better, in fact.
That's good news.
So that's the news coming out as far as that is concerned. 15 after the hour 6. I don't want to say much about Arsenal fans. But please, do give me a call. I don't know. That's more. I'm hoping they're going to call me and tell me. Arsenal fans, please tell me. Man United would have with a draw. Liverpool dropping points. Man City are once again ahead of the rest at the moment. So that's as far as the Premier League is concerned. Bayer Leverkusen. Fantastic. Unbelievable. A story of a lifetime. So La Liga is different in that there's 2 teams that compete for the league there. One can throw in to say, no, there's another team in Madrid. But truth be told, there's 2 teams. There's Barcelona or Real Madrid. Those 2 are the ones that go for it. That's where the league goes every season. You go to the Premier League, you know, then you've got a Chelsea, Liverpool and Man United and Arsenal, and then, of course, the Man City. Those are the teams that at any given point, depending on the year, if you go every 5, every 10 years, that can possibly win it. You know, you'll throw in the underdogs, Leicester, which is a once-in-a-lifetime occurrence. But it's different in the Bundesliga. In the Bundes, it's one team that's won it for the last 11 years in a row. One team wins the league there, and it's Bayern. It wasn't to be so this season. Not only did Xavi Alonso get there and win the league, he's still in the cup, he's still in Europa as well, but he did so unbeaten. He did so invincibly so far. I mean, the league is not over yet, but he's won it. Unbelievable. The scenes there were incredible. So we'll get into all of that. But firstly, let's talk to the three wise men. It's Monday. The three wise men are here.
The three wise men, but not always so wise. On Sports Night Amplified with Andile on Metro FM.
The three wise men are here. It's Victor Hlungwane, former CAP and PSL referee, AmaZulu Malefe, SABC Sports senior reporter, and of course a presenter on the SABC. Let me start with Victor. Victor, on Soccer Zone tonight, we're going to have a field day because there's so many issues to talk about. But firstly, let's start with here. What do you have?
Here we have, let me say, two things, because the rest will take them to Soccer Zone. I don't know.
Are you okay? You don't sound. Are you good?
Yeah, you know.
You sound down, man. Are you okay?
No, when you are called a scandal,
the scandal is big.
But it wasn't you. You were not the referee.
You're not the referee.
No, I still have refereeing blood in me. So
okay, but what do you have for us?
Yeah, we have Amatax and Sundowns match. We want to talk about quick free kick. The second one, I want to touch on the 6 seconds rule. Because
you touched on it last week.
We never did. We haven't done it.
You said that referee a goalkeeper 6 seconds. It's an overlooked rule nowadays.
Okay, if we have touched it, I'm very happy if you can remember.
Content.
Yeah.
And they gave him so much.
Hey,
the coaches gave him so much this
content.
weekend.
Oh, no, the other one we're going to touch on is how often can the same referee ref the same team?
Yeah.
What are the rules and how do you choose a referee for every game?
We'll give an advice.
Say Adramovich had something to say about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Mazala, what do you have?
I've got a lot. Andile, and some of it obviously will also take it to Soccer Zone. But
you can join the three of us, in fact, on Soccer Zone this evening. SABC 1, 10 o'clock. It's going to be a show that Victor and Mazol are going to be running more than anything because everybody wants to know these pressing news.
And a friend of mine actually just reminded me now that over the weekend, a game between Udinese and Roma, Ivorian defender Evan Ndika collapsed and had to be rushed to hospital. The game was postponed around the 80th minute. I remember him because I had the pleasure of interviewing him at the AFCON. He played for Cote d'Ivoire and won the AFCON with Cote d'Ivoire, but thankfully he's okay. He's in hospital recovering, but he poses a question: why are West African players mostly having these situations where they are collapsing on the pitch? There's more and more as medicine improves, but we seem to have more and more players collapsing
on the field.
Some, unfortunately, have lost their lives as well. So we've got all of that. CAF president was also out in Angola. We'll give an update on that. And Richards Bay, the latest PSL club to be hit with a transfer ban by FIFA.
Richards Bay, with all the problems and the troubles they're in, have a transfer ban. The same one Chiefs had, the same one Royal AM has, the same one.
Still have for two players, Ricardo Nascimento as well as Samir Nukovic. They still haven't paid those players and they haven't been able to sign players. Richards Bay, the latest, and they are fighting for their lives in the DStv Premiership.
Well, we'll go to their stories and more, but firstly, let's have a listen to what the weekend sounded like. This is a Premier League commentary of the weekend.
That's Wharton. This is Mitchell. Oh, there's the chance. There's a goal. It's beautifully worked by Palace. Liverpool find themselves behind again.
Looking for Saka, intelligent. Saka, into the side netting. Drills one in, it's gone right across Bailey! He had to score! And Leon Bailey has put Aston Villa in front, and in the second half that goal was coming. Eddie Nketiah is about to come on. Villa will try and break Watkins. Smith Rowe's back with him. Watkins will go on his own, and he scored. Ollie Watkins takes it very coolly. Arsenal were caught on the break, and it's 2-0.
Incredible results from the Premier League. Bournemouth and Manchester United, that was 2-2, 1 point each, sharing the spoils there. Newcastle United putting 4 past Tottenham with goals from Isak, Brace, Gordon and Shai there scoring in the 87th minute. In other results, you had Manchester City putting 5 past Luton, and it would have been great for them to see Haaland getting on the score sheet there, although there was a penalty in the 76th minute. It all began with a 2-minute goal that was an own goal from Hashioka, Doku and Gvardiol, with an amazing goal, that last goal of his. And the other result was Sunday's result that shocked everyone. And I thought, hey, Liverpool were going to beat Crystal Palace. They could overcome that 1-0, but they couldn't. 1-0 is how it ended. Eze's goal in the 14th minute, and they were able to hold on till the end. And then Arsenal going down to Aston Villa by 2-0. Goals scored in the 84th and 87th minute. If that's not a concussion for a heart attack, a headache, and a divorce, I don't know what is.
Give City the league, man.
84th and 87th.
Give City the league.
Give City the league?
Give City the league.
Well, at the moment, Arsenal, are they Arsenaling? I'm asking. I said they would. Are they Arsenaling? Arsenaling is the question. At the moment, Manchester City, with 32 games played, have 73 points, and they have an easier route of the last 6 games compared to Arsenal, who have 71 points. They're 2 points adrift. So is Liverpool, tied on points with just a better goal difference is Arsenal at the moment. Completing the top 4 is Aston Villa. Aston Villa, imagine that, in 4th position. In 5th is Tottenham Hotspur. 6th, Newcastle. And in 7th, very, very, very off pace, is Manchester United with 50 points. You look at the bottom, though, Burnley and Sheffield United. Is it all over for those two teams? Luton, possibly still something to fight for with 25 points. But for Burnley and Sheffield United with 20 points and 16 points respectively, is it all over? Everybody wants to hear from the same man. So let's go to Mikel Arteta on the loss.
We had one of the best performances in the first half that we had this season, by far, against a really good team. It should have been 3 or 4 or more. It didn't happen. In the second half, momentum shifted. We could not control and generate what we did in the first half. We struggled. We conceded 2 very poor goals, and we lost the game. So congratulate the opponent.
Yeah, ne? Arsenal. You had the league in your hand, guys. Man United even did you a favor.
Yeah.
Last week. With the Liverpool. It's not over, though.
Not over.
No, it's not over. I agree. It's not over. It's not over, but hey, it's going to be a tough one. Let's go now to local football. 8 games, eh?
Yeah.
Hey, it's going to be a tough one. It's going to be a tough one. Here's
Sorry,
the commentary.
6.
I said 6 and you corrected me. I did 6.
Huskies.
DSTV Premiership. We don't have sound from there. Okay, cool. We can just reflect on the goals from the TS Galaxy Chippa United. Chippa United putting 2 past TS Galaxy there. What a game, AmaZulu versus Orlando Pirates. Pule Extian, Ramatlem Patlele, Tito, Maswanganyi. Oh man, we've got some players in this country.
It's the scandal game.
It's the scandal game. It's the scandal game. 4-2 is how it ended. Orlando Pirates getting the better there of their opponents. AmaZulu. Stellenbosch versus SuperSport United. Stellenbosch putting 4 past a very lackluster SuperSport United. They look like they didn't show up. They look like they never left Pretoria to go to Stellenbosch. And then the game, everybody was surprised at. Mark said it on Friday. Mark Haskins on Friday said Sundowns are not going to have it all their way with this team out at Amatax.
But the coach says Sundowns are tired.
Yeah, I mean, I believe it because Amatax, after they scored that first goal early, Sundowns, and a cracker of a goal, beautiful goal from Ribeiro. You might have thought, oh, it's going to be 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5 goals, but it wasn't to be so. Tax came back 1-1. It went to penalties. Ronwen Williams, once again, the savior here. Mm-hmm. So it's back-to-back games that Ronwen Williams has had to save Sundowns, but that's his job. So is he saving Sundowns or it's the team, actually? I think we need to word that differently. Yeah, that's what he does, and he did so fantastically. Yes. Take a quick break. When we come back. Oh, no, we've got reactions, though, ne? We've got reactions. My brain is all over the place. Let's go to Lana Mukwena. Mazola says he's tired. Let's hear what he's saying.
Congratulations to Tax for being very good opponents. They were so difficult. Mario Mesha said to me it was like visiting the dentist. And it's so true. That one-on-one, the entire pitch. But we also made it difficult for ourselves. We could have been 3-4-0 by halftime, maybe even in the first 15 minutes. We missed so many of these chances.
Let's go to Pablo Martin now. He's not happy, the AmaZulu coach, about the results, and he says that the results are not decided by football. They are decided by someone else.
We were leading the game. We won the first half, even if the scoreboard says something different. We won the first half. And after that, in the second half, it was an open game. We got the 2-2. We got a crossbar. We could have won the game from there. But in the end, with this score, it seems like they are winning in a fair way, and it's not true. And it's something that is happening the whole season with AmaZulu. We don't have any respect, and the results are decided by someone else. Someone else who think that we don't have family, that we don't work very hard, and that we want what we serve.
Hey, he was not happy. The presenter asking him the questions nearly caught her right there. He was not happy, was Pablo Martin. It says results are decided by someone else, and this is the game that we're talking about that Victor Hlungane has labeled the scandal game. Siad Ramovic also not happy. Have a look to what he says about referees as well.
It's a very strange situations that we get a referee that is 4 times now is here. So it means against Sekune, against Stellenbosch in the final, DG General, and now again. And every time he had a very strange the positions. So it means when I see yesterday what happened AmaZulu against Orlando, then I have to ask is why it's so many referees there? Why again him? Because in the final we should get 2 times a penalty. It was a clear one. We didn't get it. So I say that very strange decisions.
He counted the games.
He counted the games.
But we must verify.
He counted the games. But he goes on. Hold on. He says he doesn't care who refs the match. All he wants is a fair referee.
We want always a fair play. I don't want any gifts from the referees, but I don't want also any strange situations against us. So I just want everything fair, and the better team should win. This is what we do. But if it's strange things, then we have to ask. Then we have to ask why.
Well, that's the referee Orani Kwenda who took care of that match there, but he's been taking care of a lot of matches. As far as he's concerned. Let's move on now to something that concerns you a little bit more. Denny Jordan speaking on racism allegations from Porsche. Or is he really speaking on them? But this is what Denny Jordan had to say when asked about what Porsche said here on the show about Desiree Ellis and her racism that favors colored players.
No, I'm not going to respond to Porsche. You can't expect me to, as an organization, we must respond to an individual player. We can't do that. So we are not interested in what any individual player has to say. That's a view, that's an opinion. And you look at, Banyana team, and you will see a team representative of the entire South African nation in that team. So I don't think it's something that we consider serious, and we certainly are not going to comment on it.
Oh, he did comment on it in saying that, and his comment basically is the team says different to what Porsche says. The team represents the entire nation as is. He basically uses the metaphor of the Rainbow Nation, says take a look at the team. It represents who South Africa is. Let's take a break. When we come back, I think we're going to start Ini Mini Mini Mo. We'll go straight to Scandal. It's exactly 6:30 on the Mighty Metro FM. Let's go straight now to Victor Hlungane, a former CAF and PSL referee who's about to go back as a fourth official.
Match commissioner,
or even better, match commissioner in the DSTV Premiership. So he's a man who's still very much involved in refereeing. We're laughing just now, but these are serious matters, and I think we must treat them, especially when so many coaches. Because coaches speak about their jobs, players speak about their livelihoods. So if we can just address a couple of things here. Let's perhaps start with Siad Ramovic. If you missed it, this is what Siad Ramovic had to say about having the same referee over and over at these games. He even mentions the games that the same referee who's done a job that is not up to par, according to him, in each of his games, yet still gets his games over and over. The referee is Orani Kwenda, who's the man that's been taking care of his games. Here's the coach.
It's a very strange situations that we get a referee that is 4 times now is here. So it means against Sekune, against Stellenbosch in the final, DG General, and now again. And every time he had a very strange the positions. So it means when I see yesterday what happened AmaZulu against Orlando, then I have to ask is why it's so many referees there? Why again him? Because in the final we should get 2 times a penalty. It was a clear one. We didn't get it. So I say that very strange decisions.
So there you go. Ref, how does the allocation of referees work? Siad Ramovic wants to know. He says he gets the same referee and he mentions the games. Orani Kwenda has been there for him 4 games in a row. Did we double check the games that he mentioned? Is it in a row?
Yeah. Let's educate the coach. Because referees department is independent. They do their appointments without any influence. You can get that referee 4 or 5 times, even 10 times in a season. The only difference is you cannot get him consecutive. You cannot do TS Galaxy this week and they play the following week, he's there. Safa has made a ruling that that must not be done or that is unacceptable. So if he gets Orani Kwenda this week, he jumped the following week, he get Olani Quinta. That other week is still allowed because that's the best man for the job as per the appointment committee. Because the appointment committee appoints, they look at the form of the referee, they look at the quality of the referee for that match, because the quality of the referee and the quality of the match determines who should be appointed for that match. So Safa Referees Department, Safa Appointment Committee have done a good job, have not transgressed in any rule by appointing Olan Quinta to that match.
Is it 4 games in a row?
I'm still trying to confirm.
But Mazolo will confirm that you got the games, right? The 4 games he mentioned.
Got the games, yeah.
What are the games that he mentioned?
You said Super Sport?
He said Stellies, I think.
Hey, but do we have that clip? Which one of the 2 clips is it? Is it the one that we just played or the other one? Or is Kukun is the other one? Yes,
because the immediate one I was trying to check was the Super Sport United one.
So if it is 4 games in a row that you are refereeing the same team, that shouldn't and is not allowed.
It's not allowed. I was appointed to, the last time I did Chiefs Sundowns match in Pretoria, when Nukovic scored after Pizzo said it touched the head of Castro. Remember that match? They wanted to appoint me to a Chiefs match the following week. I refused and said, hey, the rules are not allowed. So
but then it means the people that appoint don't know the rules then. If they
no,
were going to appoint you and if you had to remind them.
No, at times they feel this is the best man for the job.
So then they break the rules?
So now you have to advise them. They are human beings as well.
So they break the rules?
No, you advise them as well to say, this one I can't go. I was in
they
that
forgot
match.
the rules.
It's a human error. Okay. So then, but you need to remind them.
I'm not happy with that.
But no,
hold on, Tatani.
Yeah.
The people whose job it is to place referees in games, the rules are simple.
Yeah.
You cannot give the same team a referee in 2 consecutive games.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
They've even made the mistake of once almost sending you. You had to remind them.
It was not like they've already sent me. They said, we are sending you by mouth. Then I had to remind them, because they were excited.
Even that.
They were excited about the performance on the day.
It was a verbal appointment.
They were excited about the performance on the day.
But then it explains why I would have a thing like this.
No.
If Orini doesn't say, hey guys, I did them last week, it means then it goes forward. Because if you hadn't said no, but I just did them last week, it means you were going to go forward.
Well, in this case, he didn't. The referee between Super Sport and Galaxy the week before was Masikole Bambiso.
Okay.
Yeah, it was not the referee in question.
Exactly.
So that dispels the coach's allegation or claim that.
Yeah, but I mean, if I have 5 games and 4 of them have the same referee, it's still a lot.
No, the season has got 30 games, Ma'a. So if you go 1, you jump 1, you go again, you jump 1, it's allowed.
I'll go back again and check the game before Super Sport United. Hang on, but carry on. I'll tell you.
Yeah, no, I'm not convinced, to be honest.
The rule is clear. It says you cannot send a referee consecutive. Now, in this case, Siad says same referee. Yes, same referee, but if it's not consecutive, it's allowed. Let's close it there.
No, we'll double check on the consecutive nature of, this appointment. Was it consecutive? You watched that game. How do you think the ref in question, Orini,
Olan Quinta? No, he did he did very well in that game. If you check, he gave penalty there, which were correct decision at the end of the day, and nobody complained.
There was a complaint because I saw a TS Galaxy getting a break.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
They were on the break. They were on their way to goal.
Yeah.
And then I saw him stop for an infringement that had happened, and he didn't do the play on.
Yeah, when you have to give a yellow card, sometimes you are quick with the whistle and only realize late, I should have allowed play to continue. So
you saw that moment?
Yeah, I saw that moment.
Had he allowed TS Galaxy to play on there because they were on the attack?
Yes.
There was 3 attackers going forward.
No, there were 2 attackers going forward.
No, there was one on the far side.
I was too far. But 2 attackers, yes. And then,
but that's an opportunity for goal, and he stopped the match.
And Mojela is too quick, so maybe we could have killed 1 or 2. But then the referee decided to stop and gave a yellow card, of which he should have allowed advantage.
Because you can always give the yellow card later.
Yes. Sometimes when they're stopping a promising attack, the law does not allow you to give a yellow card. Yeah. So one mistake.
No, I understand, Siad.
One small mistake. But then.
What was the final score?
Final score. That one didn't even affect the game. Just too far from goals.
No.
So we only deal with infringement that influence the outcome of the match. So it's too far from the goals.
All right, what else do you have? I'm not convinced. I think that, not only our referees, but perhaps we need to take a look as well at those that appoint them. I think that panel it needs to be looked at. What else do you have, though?
But they've not done anything wrong. Let's move.
We don't know. Mazola, have you checked?
I've been checking. According to my records here,
yeah,
it's not the same referees.
Yeah.
I've gone to the Sekhukhune game as well.
Yeah.
My records here say it was Tandon Zanzeka who was the referee between Sekhukhune and TX Galaxy. Maybe the information that I have here is wrong. Maybe the coach must maybe WhatsApp you the team sheet.
Coach, I want that team sheet, coach. What else do you have there?
On the Amatak Sundowns, we saw a educational moment there where there was a clear handball. Clear handball, people will ask for yellow card. But we saw a clever move by Serino who wanted to take a quick free kick. And then the referee stopped him to issue that yellow card. Now, we are saying there's a rule that was amended in 2019, 2020 to say if a team wants to take a quick free kick, take that yellow card back to the pocket and allow play to continue because the advantage has been restored. So it's one educational moment that I feel our Metro listeners should know this, that even our referees as well should know that if a yellow card has to be issued for SPA, which is stopping a promising attack, and the team decide to take a quick free kick, allow them to take a quick free kick. Who knows, maybe a goal can be scored. Take that yellow card back to the pocket because it was only a SPA.
Okay. What else? Do you have another one?
No, I think for now I will wait for you to ask me. But for now,
Orlando Pirates,
yeah.
AmaZulu.
Yeah.
That penalty moment, that is the scandal you speak of. You say you don't want to address it right now because you want to show it visually.
Yeah, for lack of better word by the coach, to use the big word scandal, maybe an error or it could have been a better word, but we'll take it to Soccer Zone where we'll explain as to what exactly happened. But the key word that we can leave our listeners with is what we call impact.
Yeah.
When there's an infringement, kicking, holding, we look at an impact. Was there
10 o'clock
impact?
10 o'clock high feet. All right, Aveka, I appreciate it.
Impact.
All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I've got a feeling it's not going to go the way. I thought it was a done and dusted one, but you're making me believe otherwise. Let's take a break. When we come back, Mazolo's got some stories, and then we take your calls, of course, on anything from over the weekend. You can give us a call. I'm expecting a call. Timmy, Kanal Arsenal again. I see Jimmy, man. Give me. Yeah, no, please give us a call. No, give us a call. I see David. We've got an Arsenal fan that calls in and tells me my stuff all the time. So I'd love to hear from you. 086 0002160. WhatsApp on 060 7303. It's exactly 6:42 on the Mighty Metro FM. I see it. I see the messages. I see you wanting to address the Orlando Pirates thing, but we will do so on Soccer Zone this evening because one of those that must be visual. And that's why we do it. We go into so much more detail every evening, 10 o'clock on Mondays. Mazola, you got some big stories. What's going on?
I've got some big stories, Andile. The first one being Richards Bay, who are currently second from bottom of the DStv Premiership. They've been hit with a FIFA ban. Last season, they signed a Kenyan attacker by the name of Ovela Ochieng. He made about 8 appearances or so. Then the contract was mutually terminated. Obviously, the two parties agreeing on a settlement, but to date, they haven't paid the player, and the player, obviously, as an international player, was able to go to FIFA to register his case, and FIFA have come out after the investigation and internal hearing, or whatever the case may be there, and ruled that Safa must also immediately implement a transfer ban internationally as well as locally for Richards Bay. So let's see. Obviously, these things, once it happens, as we've seen with the case of Moroka Swallows, Kaizer Chiefs, or Royal AM being an exception, but Polokwane City as well, they had the bans lifted because they ended up paying the said.
Once you pay, it's immediate?
Once you pay, it takes a couple of days, but it should be almost immediate that then FIFA will update on their website and say the club has. It happened to Raja Casablanca in December and they paid immediately, and Raja, as we speak, are able to sign players as well. So let's see how that develops. Obviously, if they survive but haven't paid Ochieng, they will not be able to register players next season. And then let's stay in KZN.
Do we know how much they owe?
I'm not entirely sure how much they owe. I'll get those details at a later stage. But let's stay in KZN. AmaZulu coach, we heard him speaking post-match, but he did go into the mandatory press conference as well and elaborated on what he meant when he was talking about the incidents of that Pirates versus AmaZulu Nedbank Cup clash.
We could have received a red card after what happened, which was crazy. The normal thing is that we didn't control ourselves. But again, the credit for my team, because after such a scandal, then we came back into the pitch and we control our emotions and we play, as you said, with discipline, with quality, and we deserve a different result. But when you are playing against these circumstances, and we are used to it, it's a pity, but we are used to it, you know, we know what we can expect when we are playing this kind of opponents. This is the anger we all have, and I'm expressing that here. I think it's a shame for the country.
Well, that is the coach there of AmaZulu, of course, speaking about what he called a scandal. He didn't just stop there. Have a listen to what he says here.
As you said, that kind of games, which was amazing from both teams, must be decided the way it was. And from there, I think that it's a pity that we cannot talk just about football today. We need to talk about the main reason of things to happen and results to be to one team or to another one. Again, today I think it was too much, a huge scandal. From there, it's not the first, the second, the third, the fourth, the fifth one during the season. I think we are not respected at all.
I think we are not respected at all. By the way, this is the consensus amongst almost all 16 Premier Division coaches. They feel targeted. They feel the
standard of our refereeing. Every single Monday we sit here with Victor, and even he's not honest about how low our standards are and how big games are decided dubiously and how too many mistakes are made.
Absolutely.
Vic, I can see you smiling, but it's true. You see,
very true.
You have one team. There was a season where it was Pizzo's, Sundowns, and Kaizer Chiefs, and the benefiting. You know, there was 2-3 coaches complaining about the standard of refereeing there. But you can't have week in, week out referees, and we're speaking referees. Can we call the head of referees tomorrow? Let's have Abdul come on tomorrow, and let's talk to Abdul, because it cannot be. And we know that they failed. They failed their tests. When was it? The assessments. When they failed the assessment, the referees.
During the AFCON break.
January, February.
Yeah,
January, February.
Break, yeah.
A huge chunk of them, 70% failing. And then 2 weeks later, they were fine. They are clearly not fine.
No, there's a retest. That's for fitness assessment.
When is the retest?
No, they did the retest before the season starts.
And they were deemed to be okay.
Yeah, they were okay.
Well, they are clearly not.
And they are clearly
no, in terms of fitness.
No.
That is fitness assessment.
But I mean, we're talking about understanding and implementation of rules.
Our
referees
they must go back to
are not on par.
Yeah.
No, that's for Abdul.
I mean, something as simple as TS Galaxy, something as simple as, the team is in attack. There's no head injury. There's not even a player down. But you stop the promising attack so that you can give a yellow card. If I was the coach of the team, I'd
be seething.
I'd feel hard done by. Just to give a yellow card of an incident that was not even
unbelievable. Like I say, the standard of officiating in the DSTV at an all-time low.
What else do you have?
Let's speak about something that Safa president says is at an all-time high now. Safa House, Danny Jordan addressing the media over the weekend.
Hi to Dr. Danny Jordan. I know he's listening, listens every day.
Talking about that recent raid by the Hawks.
Yeah.
And he says it was unlawful and he maintains that. Let's hear what he has to say.
All is well. That is what our members said. That is our reports to our members, and they are happy. All of the fabrication, and you must read the stories that has been written and the people who are blamed there. So once you've read all of them, perhaps you can have a proper discussion on this question. As we've said, the Hawks, the raid was illegal, unlawful, and we are going to the court. And other people who are complicit in this matter, we will be called to that court. So let us wait for that court. You'll see when it unfolds what actually is the matter.
Dr. Danny Jordan, president of Safa. This is Andile Ncube of Sports Night Amplified with Andile. Not for me, but for the one person that listens to us. Would love to have a conversation with you. I've said this to you in person. I've said this to you on this radio. I've said this to you in text. I've said this to you over the phone. We'd love to have you sit here in the same manner that you sat with journalists and answered those questions, and answer a couple of our questions.
Well, he says everything is hunky-dory, so there shouldn't be a reason why he shouldn't
there's nothing to hide.
Come to the studio.
I've got a couple of papers in my hand. You've got a couple of papers in your hand. Let me ask you what's on my papers, and let's see if they correspond. Simple as that.
Well, from Safa House to Kev House, President Motsepe was out in Angola, and he is encouraging the federation there to launch a bid to host the 2029 AFCON. As you remember, next year the AFCON is going to Morocco. After that, it's the joint host nations between Kenya as well as Tanzania and Uganda, if I'm not mistaken. And then the 2029 remains vacant. And Patrice Motsepe says, Angola, why not?
This country has got a proud history of football, including some very good infrastructure. And I was told that, and of course, Angola did a very good job hosting the AFCON many years ago. We've already received about 10 nations that have said they want to put in a proposal to host AFCON CAN 2029. And that is beautiful because we've just had the most successful CAN in the history of African football.
One of the other things that he says there, he says that the top leagues in Africa pay better than most Scandinavian leagues. So we should looking at retaining a lot of our talent in Africa rather than they go to Scandinavian leagues. And I don't think it's about payment though. As much as the president is right, I think they go there as it's seen as a step towards the big European leagues.
Of course, yeah.
The top 5 leagues. If you play in Scandinavian countries, it's easier and you're closer to be seen and scouted to move on. What else do you have? Last one?
Yeah, that was the last one, and the rest will take it to Soccer Zone. It will be visual as well there.
Let's take a break. When we come back, we'll take your WhatsApps as well as your calls. Sinong, ke khwemetse man monna, ke khwemetse.
All right, here we go. Call Metro FM now on 0860 002160. Drop us a voice note on 060 552 7303.
Waking up, I'm too turned up.
Hey bafethu, greetings awuya udlala ngathi Mr. Referee. You cannot contradict yourself like this. It means there's something so wrong with the structure, and I'm not happy. Personally, I'm not happy. It's more like I said last week. There's just so many errors that the refs are doing, and seemingly no one is doing anything about it. There's 100%. No improvement at all, which makes us wonder whatever that we speak on and whatever that he says on the show, what happens afterwards? What do they do? Because seemingly it just gets worse.
No, I agree.
Good evening. Good evening, gents. Hey, and I only have a problem with what happened to Kagolia Pirates. I'm a Pirates fan, but that was not a penalty.
Hey, from what I'm hearing, the ref thinks otherwise.
We don't have, quality referees or refereeing whatsoever. Hey, this thing is costing shame. No, I can do mainly more.
Good evening, guys. Mahlatsa Mpahlela here, a long-suffering Arsenal fan. Coach Peter used to say, this thing still has a heartbeat. We are far from over. I'm waiting for another twist in this fascinating tale. Sure.
Mahlatsa, of course, a friend of the room, and if you ever want a pizza exclusive, I can even tell you, it's not going to come from here. It's going to come from Mahlatsa. If I want a pizza exclusive, I get close to Mahlatsa. That's the man that comes with the exclusives there. But I can tell you now, I'm going to say it for the last time. Arsenal will Arsenal. It's just what they do. No, it's just what they do.
Hey, Andy, how's it, my brother?
Hey.
Speaking to Mkone. No, hey. As AmaZulu fans, we don't have a lot to say about the weekend. But all I can say is the mighty elephant has fallen.
Hey man, elephant even.
Man City will win the EPL. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Play one more. Then we'll take some calls.
Mazola. Libara Andile babhlongwane Victor. Uzulu ngenaqala mintepeni pakania elijabulile. Quick one to coach AmaZulu and coach wethu yes Alex. Abaye ukukhuluma nabo coach abafixe coaching yabo. ucoach AmaZulu got too excited wavele wathi akudlale bafana singabadla labantu. How can you allow your team to be bavula space against ball playing team like Pirates? He got too excited. Akafix coaching yakhe avala umlomo. Fix your coaching. Pirates, you only frustrate them by doing a low block. Zulu ngena cala tanki.
Zulu.
No comment.
Zulu, no.
No comment.
Zulu, no.
It's a first. My eyes speechless.
Let's go to Donald. Donald is in Bryanston. Donald.
Andile.
Yeah, I think you're like me today. You are not convinced.
I'm not convinced at all. I can't be in Titadana. David, he's an advocate. He shouldn't be advocate. When referees are wrong, they are wrong.
You must condemn them.
Yes, when they are wrong, they are wrong. We always say it.
Okay, let me ask you straight up. Donald, let me ask him straight up. What do you think of the level of refereeing in the DSTV Premiership?
Are you asking me or him?
Him, I'm asking him.
Yeah.
What do you think?
There's room for improvement.
There's a room for improvement.
It's not a room. It's an entire hotel.
There's a house, man.
It's houses. It's a neighborhood.
Yeah, we can't be complaining week in and week out. It also speaks to the quality of our referees and the league, man. It's quite disturbing to watch.
It's disheartening.
No, I fully agree with you. We can't be complaining week in and week out. But the authorities there, like Ma'a said, he will speak to Abdul to come in, and share what is Safa's program in terms of rehabilitation and improving the standard. So I think maybe that will pave a better way or better answer.
All right.
Yeah, most definitely.
Donald, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much, man. Let's go to Peter. Peter's out in Brits. Wants to speak about the Nedbank Cup. Peter? Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, but yes, because Mr. Kunwan is still there, no?
Yes, sir.
Still here.
But I'm a Pirates supporter and a fan at the same time. But for that penalty, the penalty was the incorrect decision.
Which one? The Pirates one?
Yeah, the Pirates one. I'm a supporter of the Pirates. I'm a fan of the Pirates. I didn't see any touch. I didn't see any whatever that people are talking about. But what must we do to improve the refereeing decisions and all that stuff? Because VAR is something that we are talking about, of which I don't see any VAR anytime soon. And then even if you call Abdul Ibrahim tomorrow, you got to talk something different. Now, Andile, the only problem that I think we have to do, the only problem that we have in South Africa is the referees, they are human beings, they're making errors, but some of the errors are not good, are bad. Because the only thing is the direction, the position that the referee he was in still was bad. Because you ref, you said no, it's a penalty, but the direction, the position that the referee was in was incorrect.
No, I hear you, and I'm looking forward to Tavik. He's saying he's not giving us that one. He's taking it to Soccer Zone because it seems, I thought it was straightforward, but it seems there's, it's very much like that Sundowns goals. That Younger, is it a goal or not a goal? Did it cross the line? He says other people think it's not, other people think it is. So let's see it visually this evening at 10 o'clock. But I appreciate you. Thank you so much there. Where's the Arsenal people? Let's go to Jimmy. Jimmy. Hey.
Wena le ta viki le se le go penetlo na rona mabone samukanya go lukisetsa transform somkasi wo go score mbuse menyana penetlo go gini na rona mabone ke go di nifso
re tla khathela di clip ko social media
ke tla kenyetsa go X da
kopela wethu o botse ba team o di be mo Facebook ke tshapa ka tsona go Facebook mara di di manta di bi we can
no Timmy utlwilanger okay actually I see Timmy ke Piso you heard right on Facebook the clips from Soccer Zone of the referee speak the same way we do on Twitter. Mazola, let's please do it. Jimmy, for you it will be done.
Let's
go to Lunga. Arsenal tshabile kaofela
babalile o kae sinong
Lunga
today
Lunga in the report a weekend that was ngikhona u10 phone ngifonile
asikhulume ke I'm listening
Sinyazi ukuthi sisele ngama-seconds. Tsebaro ka Pitori I would ke tella Arteta, but ka Pitori I would tseba language you'll understand. Arteta ke mfana.
Wa bona. And dama no mo ke khurmane hae.
Yeah, what again? No, but I make it phone because like
have you given up?
The likes of me, Jimmy, I'll tell you about Matafeni. Because some people banalu phone la Andile ba race over chance. So
no, all I want to know is this: have you given up, Lunga? Have you given up on the league?
Fortunately, this season no. Because why? At least I told you last season. Last season, Monakabumal 11, 12 points gap. Mara this season, honestly speaking, we're not having easy games compared to Man City, but I also give up. Marana is good. You did Andile last week. Akibati Champions League, Abuti. Kibata EPA. Abatwele Champions League.
Focus on the one. Okay, we gotta go. Yeah, catch me on Soccer Zone this evening, 10 o'clock, alongside Victor and Mazola. We break down in visuals what we spoke about here. Was it a penalty or was it not? That coming up at 10 o'clock for myself and my entire team. Pela, and so me.